This episode of Hustle Haven is sponsored by Door Insurance Group. You work hard for the life you deserve, let them help you protect it. While you secure the bag, the Door Insurance Group will help you insure the bag. For more information and details on all things insurance, reach out to them using the details in the show notes below. Now back to the episode.
Happy Monday and welcome back to the most amazing podcast on the airways. Hustle Haven, we are your hosts. I'm Taisha Renee.
I am River the Realtor.
And we sticking with it.
That's how you start a show.
We are sticking with that, guys. Like, we're just going to go ahead and set the tone.
That is the new one. Y'all don't have to worry about that old intro we used to have. Just this one.
The most amazing podcast on your airways, on any airway, period. Today's episode, y'all, we're going to talk about, I feel like something that people don't really talk about. I feel like it's that ugly middle part of business. It's like you're not a brand new entrepreneur at the start of your business, but you're also not like
you're not a pro.
End, you're not like a pro. You're like in that middle. And I feel like that middle could either be really, really good middle, or it could be a not so good middle. And
that's
I feel
deep.
That's deep.
That is deep.
And I feel like this conversation really resonates with me.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of like kick it off, because I feel like I'm in my middle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in that point of like, I feel like I want to give 100%, but I feel like I'm giving 50%.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like I know exactly what I need to do. But like, I'm always telling my friends, I'm like, yo, I got to get that 2021 Taisha back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta get that
2021 era was different.
Yes, it's like a certain spark. It is not a spark of like, I don't want to continue the business.
It's not about
you know
passion,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, it's not about the passion. It's like, I know that I love this. It's just a matter of I'm in that position of like, I guess that extra push.
And
like,
you know what makes this period worse?
Yeah.
The difference between when you go through this early on in your business is it's like you're going through it and you don't really know what you have to do.
Exactly.
Well, you at this point, you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
You know exactly what you need to do.
You just in like this weird space. And I will say, I would consider myself, I'm going to say I'm in my upper middle.
Okay.
Because it's like I'm on my way to doing what I plan on doing in longevity in my business. But I'm like, y'all know that thing at the water park where you like fake surfing and you on a board like
yes.
this?
Oh, I did that before.
That's
that
me.
thing
Like,
beat
I'm
you up.
like I don't really know.
Exactly.
So,
that's what I
this
feel
is
like
very
I
deep.
am.
I like this.
It's kind of like, what's going on? I know what I need to do, but I have to find that spark and I have to kind of get that balance. So let's kind of talk about the different things that kind of take a toll on that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
For me, maybe like, not like an identity crisis, but just kind of figuring out like what type of entrepreneur,
who you want to be in your business.
Who do I want to be? Like, do I feel like I'm being myself, or do I feel like I'm just trying to be like what I see around me?
This is so deep.
Next?
I love this.
Because the Taisha at the beginning of her business isn't going to be the same Taisha in the next part of her business. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's a bad thing.
No. I think it's about growth.
Exactly.
And I think the thing is like, as you're growing in your business, you have to also grow in your business. It's like your business is growing, but you have to grow with it as well.
As a person.
And I think you get to a point where you realize like, okay, who I was when I started this business, who I am now is substantially different. What my business looked like when I first started, what it looks like now is different. And I think it's like getting those two things on one accord. And I think that can sometimes put you in like a place that's like, dang, what is my next move? And how do I want to, depict or portray myself to the world? I think that's a really, really big thing.
Yeah. I think that's kind of like my main thing of where I'm at. What about you? In your upper middle, what do you think is something that's kind of like always maybe like weighing on you or something like that?
I'm going to be real, and I think this going to get deep. So the girls that get me, and the girls that don't, they don't. For me, I'm in a place of like my personal life.
Yeah.
And I think we shy away from understanding how much your personal life impacts your business.
Yes.
We want to keep those two things separate so much, but like I am
in reality,
like I am in a very transitional phase of my life. I'm in the process of moving. As y'all know, by the time this airs, I am engaged.
Period.
It's a lot of stuff going on. And they're all great things in my life, but there are also transitional things, and it affects the way that I do business. And it also affects the way that I want to show up. Like,
exactly.
now that I am engaged, I want to show up differently for my family than I did as single Black female addicted to retail. Like, it just looks a lot different. Like, I'm being pulled in ways that I wasn't necessarily pulled when I first got in this business. When I first started doing real estate, I was 24. I was hustling. I was living in West Midtown. I was at Revel on Saturday. I could drink a pint of Hennessy and continue showing houses. Like, Dad, I can't do none of those things. I can't do that today. So it's like I have to really restructure my business, and I have to restructure who I am to really like show up in that same way. And I would say that's probably like my hardest thing right now. Like I still want to be, you know, who I set myself out to be as a businesswoman. But when I initially made those goals, I wasn't the River that I am today.
Exactly.
So that really, I think that's my hardest thing. Like just trying to be who I wanted, who I said I'm gonna be, but now that I'm a different person, like I gotta figure out how to still fit in that mold.
Exactly. And I feel like that kind of leads into like the stress of time. I feel like in this change of whatever we're going through, like the times of like feeling like we're missing out on sleep or missing out on family time because we have to do showings on this day, or we can't do showings this day because we have this obligation for our family. Like the stress of like just having the perfect time to do everything and still feel like I'm well rested. Yeah. You know, like getting that mental in a good place too is kind of like, okay, I'm in that middle. Yeah. Like, I'm in the middle, guys.
I think it comes with age. I hate to do this, y'all.
Honestly, because I'm 30 years old, y'all.
But it comes with age. I think when I was a lot younger, time was not a luxury to me. Yeah. It's like, well, girl, I ain't got time. Yeah. But I'm going to just, like now, just having the time to do stuff is such a luxury, and it's something that you appreciate more. And again, I think as you're in this middle, as we'll call it in your business, allocating your time properly for both your business and your personal, it really does matter. I think, again, those shifts in who you are and who you're becoming as a person really do affect the shift in your business. And I think you always have to take a step back to remember like who you are humanly and the things that are important to you have to come first. You have to figure out how to mold your business so that it fits into who you are becoming. Because I think that's real. People be in business for 20 years, bro. You started a business in college and now your kid is graduating high school. Like things
they
really
about to take over the business, y'all.
Literally. So I think you have to think about that as a business owner. And I think we're young, so we shy away from it. But the reality is, like, girl, you ain't as young as you was when you first started doing hair. It's time you get off
your feet. You don't got that same energy. Now you gotta be a little bit more.
Like, for real. Times is changing, ladies.
Stupid. Oh my God. Another thing I feel like in that middle, the ugly middle of a business is the support that's around you. Because I feel like when you first start a business, like you brand new, everybody's like, woo, woo, like sharing every post, commenting on everything. Like everything is great. But once you kind of like have been doing it for years, now it's kind of like everybody's like, okay, this is your business. But now it's like, where's the support? Like, y'all don't stop supporting me.
Let me tell you something so funny. Again, my mentees, I love y'all. I'm sorry for always making the template of y'all. One of my mentees booked a meeting. We sitting there talking. She was saying the same thing. Like, I feel like when I first started, everyone was liking it. She was like, when I first dropped that picture telling everybody I was a realtor, it got 700 likes. She's like, I don't even get 7 likes now. I said, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay? It's almost like a baby. When the baby first come, everybody like, oh. And then like 4 or 5 months later, ain't nobody asking about your baby no more. Like the thing about it is when stuff is new and stuff is fresh, like people see it and it's like, go. Yeah. But then you get to a point where it's like, okay, those people were not really even in support of your business. They were in support of you. Yeah. So now it's not that you lost the support, but that support really wasn't there from the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, it was there.
It was there, but not in terms of your customer base, right? Yeah. I guarantee if you go back to your picture where you announce, like, I'm so pleased to inform
Girl, the comments go crazy.
They go, but half of those people were never gonna buy a house from you anyway.
Facts.
They were supportive of you, Taisha, because they love you. They're happy to see you win and grow. But that support then becomes, okay, like I was supporting you as a person, but your business really is not for me. Yeah. So I think that you do have to realize like that support is going to look different. And when you come out swinging, of course, it's going to look like, yes, go. But once you start getting into business, that start becoming the truth. Like them 7 likes, them the 7 people that are really your customer base and your consumer. And it's like,
and who are actually going to help grow.
That's the truth that I feel like be hard to like swallow. Like, sorry, Slink.
I don't like it. You might not use my services, but you can still share my posts. I'm sorry.
I get truth.
It. But I also, now that I'm thinking about it, I got to look at myself because am I doing that for my people? Ooh, look in the mirror, guys. Accountability.
We all fall short sometimes.
Accountability.
We love an accountable queen.
I think for me, those are kind of like the most important ones that I feel like in this area. And I feel like when you're feeling in this is really that time that like a lot of people give up, unfortunately. So let's what's the call? Debunk that.
Let's debunk it.
And let's kind of give some ways of like, if you're feeling like you're in that ugly middle, let's get some motivation going. So, because this is not the time that we're going to give up. I feel like when you're feeling that ugly middle, this is the time where you really have to lock in. Like when I said, I've been feeling like this. So like every day, like I'm literally just always thinking about like, what can I do? Like I'm literally studying social media, kind of seeing what people are doing. Like, what do I want to do? What do I feel like relates to my business? Because I feel like it is going to be a complete pivot of what I want to do and what my business looks like.
I agree.
So I think is that when you start feeling like that, instead of doubting yourself or feeling down or feeling like you're behind or whatever, flip the script. What is that clip when Keke Palmer, I love Keke Palmer. She was talking about, I think the question was like, how do you take in, like, if someone's saying something negative about you or something like that, she just kind of flips on how she understands it. You know what I'm saying? Like someone may say, oh, didn't like your acting in this movie. Okay, my acting in that movie wasn't for that person.
Exactly.
It's not that it was bad acting. It's not that it was this.
Yep.
You just kind of have to flip how you look at it.
It's so that glass half full versus being half empty.
Exactly.
It is the same thing. If your glass is halfway full, it only stop here. And if it's halfway empty,
exactly.
But one looks at it in a positive light and the other one doesn't. And I love that.
Yeah. It's all about how in that stage of like, okay, I'm feeling a little lost. Having that mindset, that positive mindset, that's going to be the most important thing and the game changer for your business.
You talked about this in the last episode, but I think it's very relevant here now, just in terms of like not putting that blame on yourself in terms of who you are as a person. Like you're not talented. Mm-hmm. You're not a good whatever it is you are. You have just hit a place where it's like, okay, I got to figure out how to get out of it. I think when we start internalizing those things and making it on us, we start doing ourselves a disservice. Like, no, it's not because you're not good at your business. No, it's not because you're not giving it the best you got. It's just because you've hit this ugly middle and we got to figure out how to get out. Mm-hmm. So I think that acknowledging it and giving yourself grace, that's the absolute first step.
Mm-hmm. In taking accountability, that might be the first step. Because we always talk about that accountability. Because for me, I know, like, Taisha, you need to do more social media posting. You know what you need to do. Like I said, I know accountability what that needs to be had.
But you know, some people really do just hit that middle because it's like you come up off that high and you can still be working really. Well, I feel like when I was genuinely in my middle, I was still working as hard.
Yeah.
But I was not seeing the results. And I realized, like, okay, I got to take a step back. And it was for other completely different reasons.
Yeah.
But if there's accountability to be had, I agree. Take your accountability.
Yeah.
But how do we move past?
How do we move past that, guys? I think for me, it's about, and what I'm learning is I need to get my systems into place. You know?
Yeah.
I'm learning that the way that I am or have been operating my business doesn't align with what I have going on today. Like,
Amen.
I need to have more structure. I need to be willing to, I'm not willing to hire help. I need to be willing to hire the help to do the work that I know that I've been saying you're going to do this for X amount of time. Like how we talking about with podcast. Like,
literally.
We know what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. So needing to step out of my comfort zone and get the help
that you need.
And hire the people, invest in the things that are going to help me grow my business. So that for me is kind of like what I'm figuring out.
Yeah.
You know?
For me, I think it's like a sense of realism. Like I have to be realistic with myself because I think what hurt me so much is that when I was in the like stump of my middle, I was trying so hard because I felt like I had to hit the goals.
Yes.
And what really helped me pivot was realizing that these are not even my goals anymore. Okay? My goals when I first started doing real estate were extremely simple. Like, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. Like, ain't nobody going to tell me nothing. Okay, I need to sell 50 houses a year. I need to sell da-da-da-da. I need to have 100. Like, it was so metric-based because I felt like I had all these checkpoints. It's like now, again, I'm a little older. I'm a little wiser.
Life is changing.
Life is changing. And by the grace of this good husband that I have.
Amen.
I don't got the same amount of liability, okay? So I'm a little bit more focused on real estate from a passion perspective than I am from like a monetary and goal-hitting perspective. Because now I'm not so focused on checking all these boxes. I'm more concerned about building legacy and something that's going to last longer. And when I realized that, it's like, River, you are literally breaking your neck trying to make sure you close on 50 houses when that's not even important to me no more. What's important to me now is I love the education piece. I love reaching out. I love mentoring. I love teaching. I want to focus on building an infrastructure where I can be good at that.
Yeah.
Where I can be the top of that. And I think that was a hard reality, but I had to really just tell myself like, girl, that is not even the goal no more.
Yeah.
So I think having to reassess again where you are in life is really, really important because you'll be trying really hard to get yourself on track to hit goals that you really don't even care about anymore.
Those aren't even the goals anymore, but you feel like because this is what you started off with.
And that's what I've been saying.
This is what you need to do. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Kind of when you have to basically reframe in what you started with. Like, oh.
Yeah.
I love that.
When I moved to Atlanta, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer.
I like you should
reevaluate.
You would be a great lawyer too.
Thank you. I might still do that.
But yes, guys, like the purpose of this episode is to just acknowledge that it's okay to be in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Just don't get stuck there. Like find a way out in a positive way. Don't give up. I mean, if you end up doing, hey, what's best for you, if saying no is what's best for you, then say no. But being in the middle is okay. We all go through it. We're all going through it. And the purpose is, and the main point is to grow through it. So,
and I do want to tell y'all that you don't hit the middle once. I don't want anybody to think that it's the beginning, the middle, and the end, right? Because every time you pivot into something else and you start over on a new goal, you're going to hit that middle again. And it's just understanding that as a business owner, we all are going through it.
Exactly.
So every time you start on a new track in your business, every time that you go for a new goal, remember that you got to start somewhere and finish.
Exactly.
But in between there,
make sure
that middle. So just make sure that you understand that it happens to the best of us. And when you find yourself in that middle place, you give yourself enough grace to get out of it.
Yeah. There's literally no blueprint for the middle, guys.
Child,
it's just
no blueprint to life.
To life. We're just all there. I hope if you feel like you're in that middle, I hope this episode helps you kind of get out of if you're in a negative funk from it, helps you get back on that positive side. Sit down, strategize. Let's get it together, y'all. Business owners, and we are claiming successful businesses on everybody watching this episode and every episode of Hustle
The Bible
Haven.
says touch and agree.
Amen. And we are touching and we are agreeing.
Amen.
You guys know the usual. Make sure you guys like this episode, comment, share it with your boss friends. And as always, we'll see you in the next week or so.
In the next week or so.
Bye.